So during the birth, I was pushing, and this is kind of when the near-death experience starts. So while I was pushing, I saw this woman, and mind you, the whole room was full of people. It had the NICU team, it had the doctors, it had everybody there. But there was this one woman that came in the room. She had the most blue, fierce eyes I had ever seen. Kind of almost like very Irish descent, but her eyes were so stunningly blue. And she came into the room, and she just looked different from everyone else. And she came up to me and she said, "You need to push harder. His heart rate is dropping." And in that moment, her voice was so stern, but it also was very distinct and fierce, like, "You have to do this." And I said, I'm trying, because I was pushing as hard as I could during birth, and he wasn't coming out, and I was dying. Moral of the story, I was dying. And when you're dying, it's the most exhausting thing. And unfortunately, when we die, we're all going to have to do it, because Earth is not a temporary place. So when that woman told me to keep pushing, his heart rate was dropping, it's almost like I had a telepathic understanding that I was going to die. My body physically could not handle the pregnancy any further. It could not handle me pushing any further. My blood pressures were like off the roof, and it just was time. And we had this kind of telepathic understanding. Like, she looked at me and I looked at her, and we knew that it was my time. And I just kind of looked at her just for clarity, like, because I didn't even have the words to come out, because I was so distraught and just in so much pain and so exhausted from pushing and everything. And she just like nodded, like, yes. She gave me that confirmation. So I pushed as hard as I could, and immediately I shot up. And I know a lot of people in their near-death experiences, they say like they saw their body and, you know, how they looked down. That was not my experience. I immediately shot up, and it was kind of like a galaxy type tunnel. So it's almost kind of like someone took like a portal and you just kind of like entered into the portal. And after the near-death experience, looking at a lot of pictures, the James Webb Telescope actually really reflected a lot of my experience. A lot of those images are very identical to what I saw. If you look up like portal, galaxy, James Webb Telescope, a lot of that is very accurate. But immediately shooting up and like going into the portal, I just felt this peace. I felt the most indescribable, amazing peace I had ever experienced. It's something that you cannot experience on Earth. It is just magnificent the way you're so peaceful. There were shades of blue, there were shades of purple and pink, and it just was so gorgeous. There was stars moving, and it was basically just like a galaxy. Like, if you look at any cosmic galaxy, those images that you see is really what I saw. But there was lots of shades of blue and purple and pink, which actually are all my favorite colors, and it felt unique to my experience, which made it even more wholesome. Like, it just felt like the best homecoming ever. It just felt like the best homecoming ever. As I'm moving through the portal, I look to my right, and there's the most beautiful meadow, the most gorgeous meadow. There are colors there that do not exist on planet Earth. The colors there are so saturated and contrasted. If you were to see them on Earth, it would almost be blinding. Kind of like when you look at the sun, you're like, oof, like that hurts your eyes. But when you see it over there, it's inviting, it's enticing, and you want to like go in it and experience it. And it's just like this whole other world, which it is. But it's just so magnificent the way the colors were over there. I mean, I just will never be able to earthly describe. So that meadow to my right was floating in right of space. As I move to my left, I see 7 trumpets. And mind you, everything is still a galaxy. The 7 trumpets were all lined up, and they all were playing the most angelic, beautiful music I had ever heard. Ever. The music was undeniable with how gorgeous it was. There was no kind of music there that existed on planet Earth. It was just magnificent, and unfortunately I can't describe what it sounded like just because it's unlike anything you've heard on Earth. As I'm moving forward, there's the most magnificent bright white. He just was the most magnificent, beautiful being I had ever seen in my entire life. And what is so cool is I could kind of see his face, but he really was honestly trying to like hide hide his presence in a way. Like, he really wanted to show me that light and how beautiful he was. And like I said, the best way I could describe it is when you look at the sun on Earth, or like something super bright, like if someone sticks like a flashlight in your face, you're like, oof, like that hurts. But on the other side, it's the opposite. It's like you love it. Like you want to experience it. You want to like feel those vibrations in a way. It's a really, really cool experience. And I'm moving forward and everything's moving so fast. As he sent me back, it's like someone hit a button. Everything stopped and it's like he shot me back in a slingshot.